Since I've gotten on the job, I got assigned to an area that was close to the area I grew up in. One of the most rewarding things about being on this job and working in my community is being able to help people in multiple languages. I think that is a really big part of being in my community. For me growing up, if my parents were in that situation, if we did encounter firefighters or an emergency situation and somebody was able to speak to them, that would have changed everything about it. It's nice to be able to be that for people.
Well, that was one of our ambassadors for the recruitment campaign.
That was Casey Chan, right?
That was Casey Chan,
She's
absolutely.
great.
Yeah, no, the all heroes welcome. So
Gotcha.
She's one of the ambassadors. So we tell her story, put a nice little video together.
Looked
What do you
really
think of the
good.
video? Well, it was incredible.
It's really cinematic.
We have a lot of videos and share the stories of everyone being, the candidates we're looking for, best, brightest. All heroes welcome is the main theme of this campaign. And people from all neighborhoods, all backgrounds, have the same common goal.
So where would everyone find all this information? It's
Well,
bus
pretty
stops,
much, yeah.
everything?
We went old school and new school.
Yeah.
So we did bus stops, subways, then we go to digital kiosks, obviously newspapers,
Social media,
radio,
right.
social media, stuff like on Hot 97, different radio frequencies, and of course social media where pretty much everyone's living nowadays. This is an option. This is an option that you could actually change your life with.
Right. It changed our lives, right?
Definitely did, moving forward. A lot of great opportunities and a lot of great experiences, and just, truth be told, a lot of fun too.
It is a lot of fun.
So as far as being one of our ambassadors, we also spoke with her and Assistant Commissioner Nafeesah Noonan, who actually helps oversees the whole recruitment campaign on top of other responsibilities that they have. It was a good interview, though.
Oh, we got to check it out.
Of course, let's take a look. Firefighter Casey Chan,
Yes.
and also Assistant Commissioner Nafeesah Noonan.
Yes.
Welcome.
Hello.
How y'all feeling today?
Feeling great, thank you.
Great and good? Okay, I like it. How much time do you have on the job, Commissioner?
17 years with the FDNY.
17 years, a little time drop. Okay, I like it. I like how the shoulder and the smile's like, yep, 17.
Yeah.
How about
Feeling
you,
good about
Casey?
that.
Yeah? How about you, Casey?
And I just hit 5 years.
All right, so you could refer. I got a nickel in, so, it makes it sound like a lot. You always round up. 5, we're at 6 years. All right, good. So how you like the job so far?
It's great. I love the job.
It is incredible. And you're about the work you do, Commissioner. You're getting fulfillment out of everything you do?
So fulfilling. This job gives me an opportunity to give back to the community that I grew up in, and be creative. That's the most important part. Working with a bunch of people, a team of people that are extremely passionate about the work they do, extremely creative, and we're making a great impact at the same time.
Excellent. I understand the filing period for the Open Competitive is coming up, right?
Yes, the filing period for firefighter, which comes around once every 5 or so years, is finally coming upon us. That start date is June 24th of this year, 2024.
All right. So I believe August 9th is the projected
Right,
end date?
projected to end on August 9th of this year. As well.
Correct. I like that. All right. So I believe you have a program with certain ambassadors, right? I believe this is why we have young Chan here as well.
Absolutely.
All right. Could you speak to us about the brand ambassadors that we have?
We have chosen key, fairly new to the job firefighters that represent, the change that we're looking to see here in the department. When I say change, I'm talking specifically about opening it up to some of the underrepresented cultures here at the fire department. So these members have participated in a lot of our programming. They tell great stories about what inspired them to get on the job. Casey has an amazing story on how she got here. When I first met her was many, many years ago at one of our mobile academies. And she, it's funny, many years later, maybe 7 to 8 years later, she's here sitting next to us, but we interviewed her then when she was just a candidate.
Right.
So that great story is also on one of our YouTube stories. And, here now, still with a great story, taking advantage of the great programs that we offer to prepare candidates to become firefighters, which is, it's not easy.
No,
It's a very
not
difficult
at all.
process,
Not
very
at all.
competitive.
What is one of the, the major influence or responses you want from the public as far as what we're trying to do? What do you think?
We want New York City residents to know And our tagline for this campaign is all heroes welcome. And we mean it. All heroes are welcome. Everyone that's willing to put the time and energy towards becoming a firefighter, we welcome you and we will support you through that effort. We are absolutely in the communities. We are looking for, members that are not well represented here in the fighter fire titles. So we are out recruiting more women, we're out recruiting more Black, more Hispanic, more Asian members. And we're very intentional about that work. And we felt the tagline represented well exactly what we were trying to convey to the community.
Okay, excellent. I like that. So what do you think, Casey? A young female firefighter, well, projective, maybe possibly thinking about getting on the job. What would you tell her?
There's a spot for us. There's a spot for anyone who's willing to put in the work. Right? You got to have heart, you got to have grit, and you want to be able to put in the time and the effort to do a good job and give back to your city. Making me an ambassador is, I guess I'll just try to share to people, like before I got on the job, there was one and only Asian American woman on the job for over 10 years. When I got on, we were 4, and I believe we're now at 6.
Right. Whew, 6, a whole 6.
Yeah, a whole 6 Asian American women.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
I'm not 100% sure on that,
Right.
but yes.
Okay.
But yeah, so we want to, keep the numbers growing. Why not? Share it with communities that aren't thinking about this. This is definitely not something I thought about, but I love this job.
But it's that story is why you're an ambassador. So you could actually share your story. Like, listen, this wasn't the focal point necessarily, but there's always something I've been interested in. And obviously you always get in what you put out of it. So if you put forth the effort, paying attention to all the small steps, because the thing is with the hiring process with FDNY, with most city jobs, specifically with FDNY,
it's a lot of steps.
You have 10 things that all have to finish first. It's not like this one is more important. Okay, the OAS account is important, but then the studying, that's important also, but then the physical portion of it, that's important. Like, all right, so which one's more important? No, they're all important. So you're also telling the story, obviously.
Yeah, we want to be able to share that, like, all these steps, they could become a lot. They're tedious. They're definitely time consuming, but it's worth it. The job on the other side is definitely worth it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, we tell them all the time. I tell everyone I meet, everyone like, how do you like it running into a burning building? I was like, it's fun. They look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, no, I'm telling you, it's I'm not doing it by myself, so that's what makes it a little easier. But the process of getting on, sometimes it feels like you're on your own.
It's timely. It takes time to get through the process, but recruitment does really well at communicating via text, via email, letting
Mentor
you know
program.
what milestones are coming up, what steps you need to look for, what's coming up next. So we always tell people, save our phone numbers to your phone so we don't come up as spam. Take us out of spam in your emails because you don't want to miss the Mobile Academy invitations. You don't want to miss the tutorial invitations. You don't want to miss an opportunity for us to assist you with the filing or remind you of upcoming exams or help you to reschedule something. And then once you complete the exam, our focus is to make sure that you're physically ready. So,
and that's the retention part
Absolutely.
of our program of recruitment and retention now, because the gap is so wide, 4 years, 5 years, all right, these steps, they're not like bang, bang, bang. You take the written and the physical come pretty close. And then also now there's a little gap there to kind of keep your attention, and this way with the FAP program and everything else we put in place. So that's very good. Listen, the opportunity is out there to actually change the trajectory of your family that was never spoken about, like the amount of individuals that I've used as resources, from financial advisors to former lawyers. Construction, of course, is all over the place. So the job is worth it. It's worth the time.
It's really important even from the beginning, right? Coming to these programs will surround you with people that have like-minded goals. So if you are around people that are getting physically fit for the same opportunity that you are, or that are practicing or studying for the same exam, you have those peer mentors that'll help you get through the process. So come out, get to know who your peers are, get competitive with them, and it'll help you along the way.
So the competitiveness of getting on this job hasn't changed, right? Because we're always looking for the best of the best, no matter what the background is. And just like we mentioned before, when I got on versus when you got on, the amount of applicants we're going through, like, it doesn't matter where and how, but the actual selection of who we're keeping, or who actually makes it a Pro B school, that's still top tier, correct? Like, that hasn't changed.
It's absolutely still top tier, and I would say is as competitive, if not even more competitive than it's been, decades ago. Very important for the candidates to understand that it's competitive and that when they get calls for processing, that they are responsive and they are coming in and not missing appointments. And those are very important things so that you make it through the process and you don't get stuck or lagged. Not to mention the physical requirements, right? Those haven't changed.
That hasn't
you
changed.
Still have to pass the CPAT exam. You still have to make it through Proby school. Currently 16 weeks of Proby school. So yes, it's still very competitive.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like when I got on versus when you got on, the written test for me was a lot simpler than what you experience. I mean, with the 5 portion and stuff, with the DCAS, how DCAS is given a computer-based test, it wasn't even computer-based.
Sure.
And I am not that old. Shut up. I am not that old, but it wasn't even computer-based. But now, like speaking on, taking a test, how important was it just kind of having a little tutorial leading up before the test?
Yeah, super important. Again, I hadn't taken a test in a very long time, so to have to sit through that and see that is, having help for that was very important.
Yeah, I know a lot of individuals coming from professional background, like lawyers and stuff like that, they were like, this is the hardest test I've ever taken because of the variety of questions that's being asked, from memorization to the math to, the basic reading. And you have to like kind of adjust your mind to say, okay, even though they're telling me this story, it's not really an actual thing about bees. I think the killer bees, the last time we went through, and you have to really focus. There's no drop off. I really think it feels harder.
I don't think the exam is difficult. I think, any New York City resident can take it and feel confident about it. But you really want to pay attention because even 1 point can change where you fall on the list. And because so many people take the firefighter exam, it's important that you score high. So take your time and focus, read thoroughly, take notes. I would say that's probably what's difficult, is just to make sure that you're paying attention and not just what's the ABCD thing that some people do? You don't want to do that. You want to answer really intentionally.
You do, because there's certain portions where you do answer wrong and you'll lose more points because you're just guessing. You have to be a student. You have to put forth the effort. You have to put forth the effort. Well, listen, thank you very much for stopping by, Casey, Associate Commissioner. Thank you very much, and you're welcome to come by whenever you want.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and we'll see you soon.
That was a great segment. I mean, I love the message, right? All heroes welcome. That's, representation across the whole of New York City.
Absolutely. The brand ambassadors, that's why brand ambassadors are who they are and who they were selected to be, because of their stories, and also they reflect New York City. Wherever you come from, you want to join the FDNY family. So I think that was one of the strongest message.
It is a lot of fun.
So what you been up to?
Well, I got to interview Joffrey from the Phoenix Society.
That's right. I know Joffrey.
Because we're celebrating the AAPI Asian American Pacific Islander month.
Excellent. I'm glad how you got that all out.
Yeah, right?
That was impressive.
That was one breath. I got that out. But yeah, we had a good conversation in regards to just what the Phoenix Society is about, the representation, how to get on, and all that stuff. But I'll let Joffrey tell you.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's take a look.
Welcome, Joffrey. It's good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So May is a really interesting month, right? We have the AAPI celebration. So we have you here to represent the Phoenix Society. But why don't you give our viewers a little bit of history on you? Where are you from? Where do you work? That whole nine. Yeah.
My name is Joffrey Yin. I'm from Coney Island, born and raised there. Currently live in Staten Island. And I currently work at Station 55 in the South Bronx.
Love Station 55. Dear to my heart.
The greatest station out there.
Yeah, it is. So what inspired you to come to the FDNY?
Honestly, since I was a little kid, I used to always play with the fire trucks. I thought that stuff was cool. I used to, have the Halloween costumes, put that stuff on. I was always like, yeah, this is awesome, this, that, and the third. And then while I was in college, I was a little confused. I didn't really know what to do. I was ending my 4 years. I was like, damn, I don't really know if I want to go back to school or not. And then a recruiter actually came to the college. And then that's how I found out about EMS and FDNY, all that stuff. And curious fellow I am, I put my application in, and here I am now.
Wow. That's not an atypical story. That's pretty much how I got on the job, too. On top of AAPI month, being that it's May, we also have EMS week during this month.
Yes.
Did you get to celebrate in any kind of way? Did you do anything fun for it?
Yeah, we had a couple barbecues at the station. It was as hectic as it was, we'd like grab a burger, go on a call, and if we make it back to the station, shovel down some more food, go back out on the call. But it was fun barbecuing, people bringing food, people making food at the station.
Oh yeah, that's always a good thing.
It's greatly appreciated.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, it's our week, right? It's always good. And then we have, I guess, our month too, which is fun. So we have a week and a month in May. So Joffrey, how long have you been on the job again?
I got on last year, February, so I'm pushing 1 year, 4 months.
Okay.
Almost a year on the streets though.
Nice. Okay. And how long have you been part of the Phoenix Society?
I'd say like half a year.
Half a year?
I joined like pretty recently.
That's right.
But it was like half a year, yeah.
So you haven't been able to get to all the events we hold yet, right?
No. Schedule is really hectic.
Yeah,
it's hard to.
of course.
I try to come when if it's convenient for me. Like I remember once I was coming from the Bronx and the language classes were like 30 minutes away, and getting home there was some crazy accident on the highway and it was like 2 hours away. So I just went to the language class and chilled there for a bit.
Yeah.
Learned some Mandarin and had some pizza.
That's New York City traffic for you, right?
Yeah, Staten Island.
But yeah, so there are other events that the Phoenix Society will hold throughout the year. Obviously, we do a lot of parades. The language class is always good. There's some events throughout the year where we'll donate ice cream to certain EMS stations. We'll have the AAPI celebration, of course, here at Metro Tech. And then the Dragon Boat stuff during the summer is always really, really fun. So that's at Flushing Meadow Park. Definitely go to that. There's always a big barbecue, super round of food, and then just cheering on our team, of course. So you got to check that out. That's always fun.
Absolutely.
And then for any of the membership who is already on the job, because we do take on civilians, EMS, and fire, of course, the simplest way, just like how you did, is just meet with one of the members of the Phoenix Society, and they can help you sign up on ESS to basically be a member, just like you did.
Pretty much how I did.
Yeah.
So funny story, when I was still in the academy, one of the drill instructors, D.I. Sato, she reached out to me at roll call. She pulled me to the side, and I thought I was in trouble. I don't know what I did, but she was like, "Hey, she's like, hey, you want to do something for the Phoenix Society?" And she's like, it was last year actually. It was like the Japanese parade march, whatever. Yep, that's the first thing I did for the Phoenix Society. Marched in it, had a lot of fun. All the people cheering us in the crowd. I didn't actually think that many people would show up, and people were.
That's a big event.
Yeah, people were loud. They were screaming. They're like, "Thank you, thank you, thank you," and the thank you is definitely the best part.
Yeah. That's always fun to do those kind of events and everything. So for anybody who's watching right now, how would they find out about any future Phoenix Society events?
FDNY Phoenix on Instagram and Facebook. Usually announce upcoming events there. That's where I find out about stuff, and word of mouth pretty much.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
All right. Well, that's it for this episode. Joffrey, thank you for being here and representing the Phoenix Society and EMS so well.
Thank you
Appreciate
so much,
it.
Randy.
And we'll see you out in the field.
The one-on-ones they're also pretty good.
I would enjoy doing the one-on-ones. It's just nice to get everyone's perspective out there, and they get to tell their story essentially, right?
Right. So last month, I believe we had the Youth Takeover. Right?
Yeah, we got kicked out.
We definitely got kicked out. I believe the youth program manager, Anthony Gadison, interviewed 2 fire cadets and their experiences.
Being a cadet is not easy by any means.
No.
It's not quite the academy, but
no, not quite.
They're prepping up for it, though.
That's an introduction to something new.
Yeah. In case you missed it, let's take a look.
I've attended a block party, a mobile academy, and I've seen women firefighters. They were working out and everything, and as I was leaving, a firefighter stopped me and he said, "Hey, we have the Fire Cadet Academy coming out. You should try it." And I said, "Hey, why not?" The opportunity presented itself. I signed up and I got called back.
A lot of the cadets are separated. Some were at the Rock, some work throughout the city, some are here at 9 Metro Tech, some work at firehouses, EMS stations. Every 15 weeks we rotate to another bureau. So we really could be anywhere.
The good thing about that is you get to see the different things that the FDNY has to offer. So we get to see the EMS side along with the fire side, and then also the civilian side.
Not bad from the Youth Takeover, huh?
Nah, listen, the Youth Takeover, always, the future of FD is always in good hands because, they're following a lot of the strong traditions, and obviously you see that they care about what they do.
They do, for sure.
And, as a reminder that, I believe the filing period opens up towards the end of June, and it's probably going to run into August, maybe a little bit beyond, we'll see. But, you got to learn about us, get excited to join the FDNY family. And, of course, anyone who's looking and watching and think they can't, you can.
100% can. I mean, with this podcast alone and then our social media and whatnot, you can find out a lot of information about the FDNY, how to join, how to be part of this family.
Yeah.
And, just start from there.
Strong part of the future. Well, you know what? That's our show.
Thanks for joining.
Absolutely, Randy. Always a pleasure.